David Miller woke before sunrise in his modest apartment on the outskirts of Dallas, Texas, as a single father. Every day began with responsibility. He prepared breakfast for his 8-year-old son, Noah, packed his lunch for school, and hurried off to his construction job before the morning traffic filled the highways. Life had never been easy since his wife passed away 5 years earlier. But David refused to let hardship steal Noah's childhood. For months he had skipped restaurant meals, worked overtime whenever possible, and quietly set aside a few dollars each week to buy the one thing Noah had requested for his birthday, a chocolate cake decorated with a baseball field and his favorite team's colors. After finishing work, David picked Noah up from school and drove to a small, family-owned bakery that filled the street with the sweet smell of fresh bread and vanilla frosting. Noah bounced excitedly beside his father, imagining the surprise waiting inside. David smiled as he watched his son's excitement. Seeing Noah happy made every sacrifice worthwhile. The bakery was busy with customers collecting birthday cakes, pastries, and special orders. Employees hurried behind the counter, carefully boxing cakes while greeting familiar customers by name. As David waited for his order, a soft conversation near the register caught his attention. A young woman stood holding the hand of a little girl, wearing a faded pink dress. The child couldn't have been older than 7. She stared hopefully at a princess-themed birthday cake, displayed behind the glass, while her mother spoke quietly to the cashier. "I'm so sorry," the woman said, her voice trembling with embarrassment. "I lost my job last week. I thought I'd have enough. But I'm still 35 short. I have to cancel the order." The cashier looked genuinely sympathetic, but explained that the bakery had already spent time and ingredients preparing the custom cake. The little girl looked up at her mother with confused eyes. "Does that mean I don't get my birthday cake?" she asked softly. Her mother knelt beside her and forced a smile, despite the tears gathering in her eyes. "We'll celebrate another way, sweetheart," she whispered gently, brushing the girl's hair behind her ear. The child nodded bravely, but David noticed her quietly, wiping away a tear with the sleeve of her dress. Noah also watched the scene in silence, gripping his father's hand a little tighter. David reached into his wallet and counted the cash he had left after paying rent and groceries. It wasn't much covering the remaining $35. Meant he would have to postpone replacing the worn work boots he desperately needed. He hesitated for only a moment before stepping toward the counter. "Please don't cancel the cake," he said kindly. "I'll pay the rest." The young mother stared at him in complete disbelief, unable to find the words to respond. David simply smiled and asked the baker to finish the order. Then he added one small request. "Please write, 'Never stop smiling.' M on the cake." The little girl's face lit up with joy, and in that single moment, David realized that kindness was worth far more than money. David smiled politely as the bakery employee carefully boxed both birthday cakes. The young mother tried to hand him the few dollars she had left, but he gently shook his head. "Use it to buy candles or ice cream." He said, "Your daughter deserves a happy birthday." Tears rolled down the woman's cheeks as she thanked him again and again. Little Emma wrapped her tiny arms around David's waist before running back to her mother, with the princess cake clutched tightly in her hands. Noah watched the scene with a warm smile, understanding that his father had just done something special. Without waiting for more thanks, David picked up Noah's baseball cake, wished Emma a happy birthday, and quietly left the bakery. Neither David nor Noah noticed a customer sitting near the window, recording the entire moment on a phone. The short video captured everything. The struggling mother Emma's disappointment, David paying the remaining $35, and the joyful smile that returned to the little girl's face. The customer uploaded the clip to social media that evening, with the caption, "Kindness still exists in America." Overnight, thousands of people shared the video. By morning, millions had watched the touching moment. Comments poured in from across the country, praising the unknown single father who had chosen compassion over convenience. The story quickly reached local television stations and community organizations. Reporters identified David after the bakery owner recognized him and shared his first name. Instead of seeking attention, David declined interviews, insisting that anyone in his position should have done the same. "I just couldn't let a child lose her birthday over $35, he explained quietly when finally persuaded to speak. His humble response only inspired more admiration. Donations soon began arriving for Emma's family to help with rent and groceries, while strangers also started contributing to a college savings account for Noah after learning about David's sacrifices as a single father. Among the millions who watched the video was Michael Reynolds, the owner of one of Dallas's largest construction companies. Impressed not only by David's generosity, but also by his character, Michael asked his assistant to find him. 2 days later, David received an unexpected phone call, inviting him to the company headquarters. Believing it was just another interview request, he almost declined instead. Michael offered him a full-time supervisory position with better pay, health insurance, and a predictable schedule that would allow him to spend more evenings with Noah. "Skills can be taught," Michael said with a smile. "Character like yours cannot." That evening, David and Noah celebrated the birthday they had planned all along as they lit the candles on the baseball cake. Noah looked at his father with admiration shining in his eyes. "Dad," he said softly, "Emma smiled because of you today. I think Mom would be really proud." David felt his eyes fill with tears. He realized that while he had hoped to give Noah a memorable birthday, he had unknowingly given his son something even more valuable, a lifelong lesson that genuine kindness has the power to change lives in ways no one can predict.